always flowing from the survival scrolls. I am your gracious host, Mr. Bobby Shades. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Bridging Fears. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, are we too fractured to come together? Let's go. So family, I got to thinking, are we too fractured of people? And when I'm talking about people, I'm talking about black and brown people. Are we too fractured to come together? Now, don't get me wrong, there are scenarios, there are historical perspectives, and there are historical facts, actual factual facts, that prove that we were divided a very long time ago. But can we come together? Is that difficult for us to come together? Now, mind you, I want you guys to understand, for those that are following me, for those that are tuning in, this is not a race bait conversation. It's not to stir up, but it's to make you think. The Honorable Farrakhan, his son, forgive me, it starts with an N, his first name. He made reference of the fact that we complain about the beatdown that we as a society, and I'm talking again, when I say society, I'm talking about black and brown, primarily more black, especially coming from the Farrakhan camp, that we're constantly complaining about being beaten down, being incarcerated, divide within our existence, not being able to get ahead, our political divide, our family divide, our financial divide, our everything, even our spiritual divide, Yet there is a frequency of individuals worldwide that will go to other cultures' place of business and make them successful. Data has proven that black and brown is the driving force. Trillions of commerce, I would say, commerce and e-commerce drives this world because of our buying habits that we help everybody else. Now, some people may turn around and say, yeah, but people are waking up and they're starting to frequent businesses that are of color, and at the same time, when people of color have tried to gain a foothold, they've been beaten down. Example is Cleveland. You had the Cleveland Road, the Millionaires Row, a city thriving with millionaires, and it was burned to the ground. Again, this is not something that I'm pulling out of my ass. These are actual factual data, historical data of a city decimated. Now, today, that city is in a horrendous state. It was thriving. It had individuals doing well for their city, for their people. And it was burned down to the ground. Those millionaires, their businesses burned down, and they were run out of the city for the most part. And there are those, such as the Honorable Farrakhan's son, who made reference to the fact that, okay, so you're awake, but you're still helping everyone else. You see, the Jewish community, no matter what, they can hate each other, but they will work with each other. Let me turn this down a little bit, a little cold. They will work with each other. They will come together. They will thrive as a community, as a culture. What got me to thinking about this was a woman that I saw, an African woman. She was in a room full of other individuals of her culture, and she was arguing with this black man, and she turned and she said, the white man will maintain their privilege and pass it on to the next generation. The Chinese and the Asian, forgive me for saying that, the Asian and the Indian will come here, and all they give a damn about is the money, and they will thrive with that. She said, and the black man, All he's concerned about is ass and yellow bone. Yellow bone being a light-skinned individual. And I thought, my God. But at the same time, is there truth to that? Someone asked me the other day, how is your YouTube channel going? And I said, I make my posts and I try to make it as religiously as I possibly can, and I'm really striving to make a foothold of it. And I was asked, yeah, but what about your Instagram followers? How come they don't transfer over? Are they not supporting you? Do they not support your progress? Or is it based on a selective, I'm going to help this person out, but not universally come together to help them out? Now, at the same time, I paused with that question, by the way. I was like, it's a good question. So at the same time, I had asked one of my daughter's friends, I said, why do you think that there's so much focus on going on Instagram to see something that I posted, a few viewers, as opposed to hardly anything on YouTube? And she said, well, I think that it's just easier. The maneuverability of just to get on there and to do it is much more easier. At the same time, I started to question, next to Google, the most powerful social media platform, the most powerful machine that people view into is YouTube. Then comes the Instagrams, the TikToks, the Twitters, and what have you. So I was like, so how is that much more easier? She goes, you got a good point. I had asked another individual, an older individual, do you feel, and why older specifically is because of an older mentality. Do you feel black and brown people can come together? Do you feel that we are so fractured that we can't work together? And she in turn said, yeah, no, we can't. It'll never happen. And I said, why? She says, because it's just, me. It's all about me and what I'm doing and what I'm achieving and what it's too much selfishness that they can't. Other cultures work together. They work together to try to come together, to try to build their identity. But black and brown, no. Now, I put it off to the belief that the divide of family, the divide of identity, the divide of language, the divide of culture, the divide of clothing, the divide of food, the divide of a lot of different things has created this. It was sadistically done, and it is a continued effort to keep people of color down. Again, this is not to race bait, but just to magnify a sickening symptom that has not been changed at all. It really hasn't been changed. Imagery, sound, music, everything promotes it. We have battle rap. I watch battle rap. I love battle rap. But if you really listen to battle rap, it is the most vile, dark, grimy exchange of individuals about their culture, about killing, about raping, about children, about screwing around, about drug use, and it's promoted and heralded. Do you know that, I think it was Family Guy, I think it was Seth Meyers that said it, the creator of Family Guy, he said, they will block out the F word. They will block out the word ass. They will block out, you'll hear the beep, beep, they'll block, but they'll keep nigga. I was like, it would be allowed. Kevin Hart said it himself as well. Think Like a Man did not get the resources and the backing of the movie house to promote it. Yet Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston did the movie The Breakup. and I'm being facetious, but within like a week's time, they made $80 million. It took a momentum, and it took the word of mouth, and it took the reviews and the praise of Steve Harvey's book turned into a movie, Think Like a Man, that it became the powerhouse that it did. But it took time through people collectively coming together, white, black, brown, Chinese, everyone, to make it what it was. But it wasn't done initially with the help of the movie studios whatsoever. Why? Because it was a black vehicle? Because black vehicles are only good for drugging, pimping, hoeing, rap music, and all of that? There are many, many stories. But even that is divided. That is very much divided. So again, family, I ask of you, are we too fractured as a society, as a culture, to come together? And do the powers that be continuously make sure that they keep the black and brown culture down, and that we don't have a foothold and we don't have a way to maneuver around it? This got me to thinking, because I was asked, how come your followers on Instagram are not pretty much following you? I said, well, I think it's just, as that younger individual said, it's just more easier to go onto Instagram. What that African woman said, that all the other cultures work unanimously to maintain the integrity of their existence on this planet. Yet the black man is so fractured, he has no way. Like the Honorable Farrakhan, Minister Farrakhan, his son, said, we will complain about this and that, but yet we'll still go. Like, for instance, California. You know, the LA riots was based off of not only the beating of Rodney King and what we had seen, and the beating down from police officers to him. And again, no left-handed comment against cops. You know, there are some fine cops out there doing and putting their lives on the line. So this is not a smite, I should say, against cops. It's nothing like that. But it was because a young black girl was shot in the back of the head by a Korean store owner. Yet blacks will frequent the Korean nail salons. There's a lot of complaints, but you still are we are still the driving force to make every other culture rich except ourselves. Do you know, oh my goodness, what is his name? I can't think of it right now. I have 3 or 4 of his books. Amazing. That since the period of slavery, financially, we are 0.14% of finance that we collectively, globally own. And I'm not talking about the LeBron James and the Michael Jordans that got billions. No, I'm talking collectively. We are 0.1%. We own 0.1% of financial resources. We haven't moved since the period of slavery up until now. Today, 2021, we haven't moved. The needle hasn't moved. Yet every other culture has done and continues to do well and thrive. So I ask you again, family, are we too fractured? Are we too fractured to come together? Are our minds so warped? And I'm not talking about the small percent of people that are now waking up and are going to, frequent black businesses, whatever, but I'm just talking collectively. Can it be done? Tariq Nasheed, pro-black activist, said it. Black people, powerful heads, cannot come together and make it work. It's too many egos. It's too many me. So, family, something definitely to ponder and to think about. Something definitely to ponder and to think about. Anyway, let us give thanks and praise that we are 6 feet above ground and not below, and that those in our inner circle are in the same vein. Thank you for riding with me. I hope this one, again, this is not a race baiting conversation, but something to shake you up and make you think and go, interesting. Those that are in our inner circle are in the same vein. Whatever you do today, make a stance, make a statement. If silence is your statement, let it be. And make it bold and proud. Thank you for riding with me. I am your gracious host, Mr. Bobby Shades, and this is Bridging Fears. I will see you guys in the next clip. Ride out.